Hey everyone, welcome to the Convo couch. I'm Sun.
I'm Baz.
I'm Oxwai.
Francis, aka Fran Damme.
And do you want us to say what we do?
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Or yeah, you can say what you want to do, what you do as well.
Yeah, I'm an artist and musician.
Inspiring actor.
Okay.
Like, it feels weird to be like, I'm Oxwai and I'm a musician, artist, and designer, kind of.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Convo couch. I'm Sun.
I'm Baz.
And today we've got some creatives here, Oxwai and Fran Damme. Thanks for coming on.
So
Thanks.
I got into music when I was a teenager, so I started DJing. So I was introduced to turntables at the age of 16. One of my best friends in high school, his brother-in-law had turntables. He was like, "Hey, do you want to come over after school?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And it just stemmed off there. So been doing it for a while now. Not so much as of late, but yeah, just been shifted my focus on the acting side of things. So.
Okay, so you've been doing DJing from back in your home country.
Yeah, so I grew up in New Zealand, so in Auckland.
Right, okay.
Did that since I left, I guess. So
Yeah, I suppose we still kind of do jamming and write some stuff occasionally, but I think both of us have kind of moved away, not so much focused on music anymore.
Okay.
I'm still doing a lot of music and working on some projects, but I'm trying to focus a little bit more on my art, and Fran's doing his acting. So.
Okay, is that like sort of a conscious decision when you guys moved away from music?
No, I think it's just for something a bit different. I think music industry in Australia is really hard. I've had a bunch of stuff released, a bunch of video clips and stuff on radio, and it's just really hard slog. It's a lot more better to do music for fun and then do design or fashion or something like that for money. Probably it's a bit more lucrative.
Okay, so you're working in design and fashion right now?
I work as a graphic designer at a creative agency, but I've been working on a fashion label plus my oil paintings and.
Cool. Did you want to show us some of that? Or?
Yeah, sure. So this is my brand, which is Damm. So I've been working on a bunch of designs for. If you want to have a look.
Cool.
These are just some of them. I've got like.
Do you want me to grab this one?
Yeah, if you want to just have a look.
So you designed this T-shirt?
Well, I've got about 50 designs, 50 plus designs. So what I do is I go through old archives and stuff, and I find really cool imagery, and then I collage it, and I kind of fix it up in Photoshop, and then do a little bit of typography. It's not so much. I'm not trying to make it like a really high art kind of thing. It's more just for fun. It's kind of like a dark.
You're wearing, you designed it as well. The one that you're wearing right now.
Yeah, this one too. It's kind of like a dark. I go for science, goth.
Okay.
Dark kind of themes.
So when you say you go through archives, it's those kind of archives, like science archives.
Yeah, old library archives. Like a lot of these images are like 100-year-old illustrations and stuff. Like some of this is like on this one is hieroglyphics that people have just drawn in science books and stuff.
Okay.
And then I treat it in Photoshop to simplify it so it works a lot better for print.
So how do you pick an image? Like, do you just get drawn to it?
Yeah, I just get a vibe. I've gone through like 100,000 images or something looking for them. And if it's got that nice black and white texture and a cool kind of layout, and it kind of pops on the black. A lot of them I try and go for black and white. I try and do not much colour, and something that kind of goes in the theme of the brand, which is Damm.
Okay, so you definitely only look for like black and whites.
I've done a few kind of colour ones, like this is one, but I'd say 99% of them have been black and white, yeah. Because it kind of goes with the theme of that goth kind of style. I want it to be like streetwear, but with that kind of goth influence. Something like this is quite interesting. I think this is from American Indians, and then I've mixed it with some scientific sound imagery, and then always I put my brand Damm on there somewhere, and that's kind of just experimenting with different typography treatments. So.
Okay, how long was Damm around for?
I've probably been working on this collection for about a year. about 50 designs.
Okay, and how did you think of the name Dining?
It's kind of like a few different meanings, I suppose, but it's just about something about being something new but dying at the same time, kind of like a circle, you know.
A little bit like a phoenix.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, or also die is the in German, so it's kind of the new.
Okay.
It's like representing just something new.
Is that your background, German?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, but
Okay.
just coincidentally, like worked out like that.
Okay.
Yeah. This is just for fun. This is like more of just something to make me some cash, so I can put it towards my art or something like that.
All right. And as an artist, you also do like oil paintings and.
Yeah, mostly oil paintings. Yeah.
Okay.
I can show you guys some here on my phone if you want, so you
Yeah.
can just
That'd
kind
be
of get an idea of what. Most of these are all in color, and they're about 3 meters by
Wow.
2 meters.
Yeah.
See, something
So
like that.
your style of oil painting is very different to like the designs on your shirts.
Yeah, because like obviously oil painting. Sorry.
Is a lot about the color.
Well, when you're doing like painting or something, you want to try and be pushing the boundaries and trying to develop your own style. When you're trying to do fashion, you kind of want something that's fashionable.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you're going for like more of like a high art or fine art kind of look or inspiration with the art. But with this, you want something that's going to appeal to like a bit broader.
So I'm guessing they're two different inspirations though.
Yeah,
One
totally.
you take more from a color feel, but then this is more like a bit more of a fashion kind of statement.
Yeah, this is just what's trending at the moment, I
Right.
think, you know,
Okay.
in like urban kind of wear.
Right.
With this is more influence from like some classic artists, but then also a lot more influence from graffiti
Okay.
as well. So trying to fuse those things together.
Okay. So who are some of your main influences in your artwork?
Picasso is probably my favourite. George Condo, de Kooning, Miro, Mambo stuff is quite cool.
Have you ever tried graffiti art yourself?
Yeah, I've done a
Okay.
bit of that kind of stuff.
Okay, so this is like a transfusion of like graffiti and.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Classic.
kind of take like Basquiat or Picasso kind of style, abstract expressionism, those kind of stuff. Picking, say, a picture of a person and then kind of deconstructing it in my own way, but using those influences and then trying to push them into something new.
He's in regards to music producing, he's really good at it. Usually, I would come across a track, old school, say 70s track, and we'll basically just like listen through it. And there's certain parts of the track where I feel like, wait, if we just cut this up, sample it, we can produce like a really good track out of it. And that's usually how it goes. So we both have influences on the track.
Yeah, we've both got similar kind of tastes,
yeah.
so and also both got pretty big record collections.
Yeah.
I think Fran's got a lot more kind of the actual hip hop and stuff, so it's really good for doing DJ cuts and stuff like that. And I've got about 3,000 like old records, and they're good for like digging through and finding kind of small samples
Yeah,
and
small
stuff.
samples, yeah.
And we
one
kind
hell
of
of a
chop it up
collection.
and sample it.
You
Yeah.
guys actually collect records.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've got like a massive collection.
Very big
They're
collection.
worth a lot of money. Like if you keep collecting them and if you're like,
Yeah.
maintaining
They're
them.
worth a little bit of money, but
But it does
they're a massive burden as well.
it does take up a whole lot of space though, so
Yeah, because they're big. They're not like small.
yeah,
like
Yeah,
CDs,
that's it. And they
but-
weigh a lot. And
Yeah,
when
I
you
think
move house and you got to take like 30 records, it's
Yeah.
like
And
30 crates of records. It's like
Yeah.
a massive pain.
Do you ever get comments like when the movers are helping you to move houses and they're like,
It depends who the move is. If it's like your brothers or Fran or something.
yeah.
They know basically.
Yeah, I have a big family, so we don't get movers and we just get
You got a big family.
members, so-
Yeah.
And then you keep them in like the covers and everything as well, because they're quite big on the artwork on the covers as well. Sometimes.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you probably take a lot better care than I do. Because
Yeah.
mine are like, a lot of mine aren't particularly good records. Like probably half of them are really good, but half of them are kind of
most of it was like 70s.
Yeah, it's like 70s and 80s stuff.
Okay, so that's your music influences, the 70s and 80s kind of music.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, so growing up, my dad was in a cover band, so we were always around old school rock. Bands like CCR was a big influence. Just the old rock stuff, really.
So is that how you describe like your music when you guys collaborate together? It's very old school rock.
No, I think like funk, soul, and funk, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Depends what kind of. I suppose when you're sampling, you just want to go for whatever you find that's good and chop it up and have fun with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it depends what angle. There's like lots of different angles you could say why you'd collect vinyl, but I'd probably say one main reason if you're sampling is a lot of that stuff's not going to be online because it's not necessarily popular music. It's going to have so it's kind of died out of the libraries that you'll find on like Spotify and stuff, and to find those weird kind of sounds.
And that, and it's just I guess. Just having it in vinyl form
sounds better.
It's
better for scratching.
Do you actually feel it sounds better?
Yeah, it sounds.
Okay,
Yeah,
the quality is actually
like
better.
better than digital, like the digital ages.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you describe what's the difference between the vinyl sound and the digital sound to you that you could?
Nathan, you got that one?
Yeah, well, like when the needle like goes over the record, it's essentially like a emulation of the waveform itself. So and then if that just goes through an amplifier and amps that through the speaker, then you're going to get a much more truer representation. Whereas when something gets recorded and goes into a computer, it gets turned into ones and zeros and then turned back into a waveform, and then how good your computer can
handle that,
transfer that information depends on how good a sound quality you get, like an MP3 or a YouTube compression or any of this type of stuff. So it's going to sound like significantly worse than a record.
Yeah, so the vinyl kind of keeps it as authentic as possible.
Yeah, if the vinyl's new and the needles are clean, and you got a good amplifier and stuff, then you should get a good sound. But
and vinyl's just cool as well.
Yeah, it feels good. It's got like a warm sound, I suppose you could say. It's fun. It's like if you scratch DJing, particularly like Fran does a lot more DJing than me. I think it's a lot more fun to have the record when you're kind of mixing and stuff.
Okay, so you come from a DJ background and you come from a producing background.
Yeah.
And you guys come together and make the music. And
Okay. But I think we both, like I came from more of like a band background. I got into producing, so playing guitar, bass and stuff like that.
Cool, you play guitar?
Yeah, I play most
guitars,
instruments,
bass,
just like songwriting, I suppose.
How long were you, I guess, in music for?
Since I was pretty young, like junior high school, I suppose.
Okay. Playing
instruments, but then probably started recording when I was around 18, just because like just to have fun, just messing around, experimenting with different sounds, and then most of the time you just whoever you live with or whatever, you just record whatever kind of music anyone wants to make. I used to record a lot of buskers and just rap. Like there's always a rapper who wants to get recorded.
Some buskers are pretty good actually. If you walk around the streets of Sydney,
I've recorded like a bunch of them, I'd say. A few of the ones that you see around a lot.
So I'm guessing, Francis, you got into the production side quite a lot as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't really get into it until I started working at Allen's Music. That's where I was pretty much introduced to the whole like music sort of like production side of things, the instruments, all the production gear. So
you kind of made your way up.
Oh yeah, I guess in a sense, but it was kind of like you were put into a place where all your work colleagues were all passionate about music, so you kind of like feed off each other's like vibes and experiences.
Definitely learn a lot.
Yeah, you learn.
You have different people working the kind of different areas, and you get different people's taste in music and what their kind of knowledge is.
Like you definitely did support each other. Yeah.
That's probably what's exciting about music. I mean, different people have their different tastes, and then you all come together and you make a different kind of sound.
I think music's always getting better. People say it's kind of getting worse. I'd probably prefer 70s and 80s music, personally. A lot of times I think people were better at writing songs.
Yeah.
But
I think nowadays you have a whole lot of like ghostwriters.
Yeah, it's like 50 people writing one song.
One track.